Moment of silence for the champions, for those who make going hard a lifestyle. Never wait for nothing.
Happy Money Monday, motherfuckers.
I'm in the spotlight.
What's up, people?
Turn the lights down.
Welcome to the Pressure Podcast once again. Live from our studio in Orlando, Florida. It's your boy King Cole.
LeBron, what's up, guys?
Got a new intro song now. We got new decorations. We growing up, baby. Won't stop me, never. I'm so cash display. I'm Tyson Lennox Prime. You know me, man. I'm Barry Bonds with Mines. Shout out to Ron Artest for that awesome intro song. What's up, everybody? This is the Pressure Podcast, rated M for millennials. Pressure means to perform, react, endure using strategies in sports under rigorous environments, baby. Welcome back, everybody.
Give me a hell yeah.
What's up, guys?
We're back with another episode here. We do the Monday night recaps. We check the receipts. We check the press, which is our own newspaper, to see what the headlines read, what we learned from week 14, and what to look out for. We're going to update you on the playoff picture. And we've got some a new random top 5 for you tonight here. So let's get into it.
Hell yeah.
Tonight's game was a game that really didn't matter much. These are two teams that are chasing the last spots in the wild card, but they're behind the people who are actually, you know what I'm saying, there to
The game we just watched? I mean, the game we
yeah.
watched?
The Cowboys are way down now, and
they're
but they're
chasing,
still not mathematically.
they're chasing
not,
a top 10 pick. How about that? They need that.
I don't even think they're there. I think they're in the 12, 11, 13 range, motherfucker. So it's not looking good for that.
Keep chasing that motherfucker, because you might as well.
And I know y'all caught.
You might as well.
Micah Parsons walked out the game like a bitch. Going straight to his podcast, I'm sure. So
Shout out Burrow for such a great season. Sorry you had to be on such a sorry ass
they're not
team.
mathematically eliminated just yet. They're not mathematically eliminated yet. If anybody of the bottom in the wild card goes on a 2 or 3 game losing streak, shit's done changed, my G. Shit done changed. But it was a game between the Bengals and the Cowboys at Dallas. A game between teams that basically knew that their season was basically over. They need a lot of help to make the playoffs. This is a game where you just got to see what else can you do before the elimination buzzer hits. And that's really about it. They ain't got much to show for it. You know what I'm saying? Once again, the Bengals had to come with a late winning drive thanks to Burrow and Chase because their defense can't hold nobody.
They held them to 20, though. I mean, it's better than everybody else.
It was 2020 until a blocked field goal.
Yeah, but everybody else has killed that team defensively. But, man, you would think with 10 penalties that the Bengals had, that the Cowboys had a chance. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, they made a mistake late in the game on a fumble, right?
Yeah, no, it was a punt, a block kick, field goal kick. That's what gave them the chance to go down the field and score, which they did, courtesy of Jamar Chase, who's just lights out. He's the best wide receiver in the AFC. It looks like Tyreek Hill has been dethroned for the moment.
14 receptions, 177 yards.
I am sorry.
Be cool, nigga.
I love you, Tyreek, but right now you're just not producing. Even though I know your talent, I know you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, explain nothing to nobody. You're a 2-time Super Bowl champion, but
Be cool, nigga.
By the way, what was with
Jamar Chase is outplaying you this year.
What was with the duos this week? All the duos really showed out. Like you got Addison Jefferson, you had Nakua Cooper Kupp.
Goddamn white boy.
Who else showed up? Let me see who else showed up that I mentioned also. Oh, you had the Jets, Wilson and Devontae Adams. You got Waddle Hill.
Be cool,
I mean,
nigga.
damn, we got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. Let's do it.
Yes. So let's scratch that Cowboy game out of here. Let's move into the headlines. Okay, we have our own newspaper. It prints out every Monday night to make the morning papers, and it tells us the headlines of what we learned on week 14. So let's get to it.
Give me a hell yeah.
So starting with the first headline, it is Cousins wasn't welcome in Minnesota. No, he was not. And the Samtastic Five, not the Fantastic Four, the Samtastic Five. This motherfucker went ham. Sam Darnold had fucking 5 touchdowns, 22 for 28, 347. He showed the world. Pardon me as I take a little smoke break. He showed the world why it was that the Vikings got rid of Kirk Cousins and why they drafted a quarterback. Not only that, they fucking signed Sam Darnold, who is a former first round pick, an early one. He was number 2 overall, and behind Baker, who's also playing very good. You know what I mean? So he ain't no Lamar, he ain't no Josh Allen. You don't have to be. If you do your job in a well-built team, you can still win. Okay? I don't know if you can win the Super Bowl because this is the QFL we're talking about here, but you can definitely put up some good numbers. They're 11-2.
Anybody who watched the last podcast knows I said, and I quote, Kirk Cousins will throw 2 interceptions. What did he do in this game? Throw 2 interceptions. Yes. This is one of the best defenses in the league, and they're one of the best taking the ball away. He turns the ball over damn near every game.
Way too many times.
So I figured he was going to do that, and lo and behold, he did it. Got sacked 4 times, and what the fuck? 12 penalties?
Yes.
It's not a well-built team. Time to rebuild. Get the.
No, they don't got to rebuild. They just got to retool.
Add
on to the new nucleus that you have over there with Mooney and with London and with Pitts and with John Robinson.
Kirk gotta go.
But
Kirk gotta go.
Sam showed everybody why they doubled up on quarterback. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this, but these guys got off to a bad start in the season. They lost a very, very talented cornerback who passed away, God rest his soul, before the season began on a car accident. Am I right? Or he got shot, something like that. And then, right before the season begins, their first round QB that they drafted, McCarthy, gets hurt for the rest of the year. So you could not start off worse than that. But they doubled up on quarterback. You know why? Because they got sick and tired of the Kirk Cousins problem. Kudos to the owner who knew what he had in his team. He was like, yo, if we had better quarterback play, we could be almost elite. Sure enough, they're 11-2. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody.
Be cool, nigga.
I didn't even expect their defense to be that good.
And Kurt also showed why they got rid of him and why they doubled up on quarterback. Kurt showed the reason why Atlanta needs to just go to the bench. Just go to the bench. Your season is almost over. If they lose one more time, that's it. Time to retire Kurt and put in Michael Penix, was it? Put in Penix. Put in Penix and see what you got.
I mean, you can put Penix in now. Might as well just do it right now.
No, just because they still have a chance to win the division. Just because they're only 1 game behind the Buccaneers. And I think they play them one more time, if my memory serves me right. They play them one more time before the season's over. So far, they're not in Arizona.
I guess you got to fight.
Yeah, they're not in Arizona level yet where they still can control their destiny just yet still. All right? But that was a good showing from Sam Darnold. Kudos to him. Congratulations.
Goddamn, white boy.
All right, let's check the next headline, shall we? New York crashes in OT again. That's no surprise. All they do is crash in OT. And there's still a chance for the Dolphins. So let's check out. The Dolphins walk off in overtime on the New York Trash. They stay alive. Tied for 8th seed, 2 games behind the wild card spot. So it's still possible, but they need the wild card leaders to drop, which is right now the best. Their nearest bet is the Broncos.
Don't let this. I'm gonna tell everybody.
Or on a bye week, bro. They're also on a 4-game win streak.
I'm gonna tell everybody right now. Don't let this team get into the playoffs.
The Miami Dolphins.
This team is dangerous. They got 2 of the best weapons in the NFL in Waddle and Tyreek Hill, and they're starting to get their swagger back. And this is not the team. You know how they say you want to be playing your best around this time of the year.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing right now. They're playing their best at this time of the year. Not only them, but the supporting cast. The field goal kicker was 4 for 4. He had a big one before halftime to put them up, and then he gave them the one to tie the game to give them a chance to get that win.
They are a scary team, but they do have a flaw. They have a flaw, and their flaw is they can't run the ball at will like they used to last year. They cannot run the ball. 44 yards on the ground is not going to cut it come playoff time. So
I feel what you're saying there,
They
but I
gotta-
also feel like this is just that was a small sample size. This was
I
a
don't
small
know,
sample
because
size to me.
this is what one of the worst defenses in the league now since the coach got fired. I don't know, but we shall see as time will reveal.
I think this just called for one of those games where the passing game was just a little, just clicking. So they just felt like let's not run the ball so much. Let's get it to our playmakers in the open field.
Now, mind you, I'm
And
aware
that's what
that
they did. By the way, shout out Malik Washington, because if he doesn't get that kick return, I don't even know if they get to that chance to kick that field goal to tie the game.
I'm aware. When I say this, I'm aware that they employ a West Coast offense mentality. They do a lot of short throws to replace the run. Okay, it's about yards after the catch on this offense, and you could tell because Tua had 33. He was 33 or 47, so he threw the ball 47 times, but it was only for 331 yards. So basically, 33 for 331. So he doesn't throw the deep shots all the time. He just throws the 10-yarders here and there, 5-yarders that gains 5 more.
And some screens as well.
Exactly.
You put in some
So
screens.
he's I'm not saying he's a nickel and dime kind of dude. I'm not saying he's dicking and ducking. I'm just saying that this is the West Coast offense. The West Coast offense is predicated on precision, accurate short throws that open up with yardage at the catch.
15 yards, 10 yards,
hit on stride.
12 yards,
Okay.
very
So
methodical.
I'm aware of this, but there's going to be a team that's not going to let you do that. There's going to be teams that's not going to let you just throw the short route because they're not going to let you get in the yards after the catch. Okay? So you got to get the run going because you got two good running backs. You got to get them going. All right. Let's go with the next headlines. Bryce is right. The Bryce is right. And the Eagles got 9 live. Not 9 lives, 9 live. What does that mean? It means, it means
They're on a 9-game
they're on a
streak.
9-game win streak. That's exactly what it means. They're 11-2. The win streak's at 9, but that was a close one. Eagles win despite great Bryce Young effort. He didn't have a great game, but he did have a great effort. He showed that, hey, why I'm the guy who got picked number 1 overall last year. About time, Bryce. About time. I'm not saying Bryce is here, but he is at least right. At least he's right enough that it looks like he belongs in the league thus far the last 5 weeks.
I think that's what I wrote down there.
Hertz was 14-21, very efficient, 108 with 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground. Or I think 1 on the ground, one of them. But Hertz, we even said it, this is not one of those games that you're going to have to throw for 30 times. Just do what you keep doing. Run the ball. Did they run the ball? 209 yards on the fucking ground.
3 Honda Civics with spoon engines.
Turboed with Nas. That's why I keep doing that. That's why I gave him that label right there.
3 Honda Civics with spoon engines.
Because they have turbo and Nas all over the place. These guys are an efficient offense. The scary part is that they start slow. So imagine if they did it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You don't want to see that shit.
3 Honda Civics with spoon engines.
But that worries me. That does worry me. That worries me, and so does Hurt. I feel like we leave a lot of opportunities on our plays. A lot of them, where I see that people are open and just the ball just never gets there. Not because there's pressure there, just because he didn't see it. If he can start, like getting that going, then I think that first quarter will go right out the window. I don't think we're gonna worry about that anymore. But
Well,
I think that's a Hurts issue right now.
I think that's God. I think that's God. Why else would you not let this team start out early? Because no other team will have a chance. It's like my Ravens. If we don't get flagged for all those penalties on offense, we're gonna score 50 points a game. That's God, I think. That's just what I'm saying. What I think. You can't convince me otherwise. That's the only team. That's the only way teams can have fucking a chance. The only reason you could beat us is if we're gonna get flagged on offense.
Now, the one thing I will say is don't let us get in the red zone. Most of the time, we do score in the red zone. But, yeah, first quarter's definitely been the problem. But
Don't let us catch flags.
But I agree with you there, too. But
Don't let us catch flags.
They fucking...
Make sure that's all we get is flags.
The other teams got God on their side, boy. They're trying to help them out. You're right. You can't have it all. You're right.
Nah, but
You're right.
I think Jalen Hurts has finally learned how to game manage. Lamar started doing this. I think it was year 4. Year 4 was the year that we lost everybody. Year 4 was the year we lost both our running backs, Humphreys. We lost Deshaun Elliott. We lost Rashad Bateman. We lost it all. We lost everybody that was to lose. And that year, I remember him game managing. He didn't go for the numbers that he had his MVP season. All he was trying to do was win the game.
Yeah.
And I think Hurts has learned to do that. There's times you don't need to throw for 300 yards. You've got enough weapons. Sometimes you're not going to score. But if your defense is doing its job, just make sure you don't bleed out empty drives without points. That's all you have to do. Obviously, you got to score. You got to score 7. You can't just score 3 all the time, okay?
But we both agreed.
But a mixture of both?
We both agreed that this is probably one of their shittiest games, right?
No. I don't think this is one of your shittiest games. I think this is one of your typical games. You started off slow, you figured the team out, and then you limited mistakes. You actually didn't make any.
Yeah, but what about towards the end of that game where we gave up that
was a leak.
if he catches that?
That was a leak. It happens. Okay? It happens. Leaks happen. It happened. You were lucky it didn't cost you. Okay? But you still would have won. You still were on an 8-game win streak, so don't blow yourself too much for
football. It has a little luck into it. Absolutely, I agree.
Bounce is weird, bro. That alone tells you everything you need to know. All right, Let's get to the next game. NFC West runs through Seattle. Hell to the fuck.
Give me a hell yeah.
Call of Duty Kyler falls short, and I'm not saying that because he's only 5 foot fucking 9, whatever it is. Fuck him. But let me tell you something. This is the headline. This is the screen saver that I have for this video, for this live. It's Geno Smith. 8-5 Seahawks are in control, flying on autopilot on a 4-game win streak. They can't do no wrong. They keep coming back or blowing teams out. 24-30 for 233 and 1 touchdown. Put some respect on Geno's name, baby.
And what didn't he do in that game?
He turn the ball over and he managed the game perfectly.
We said it in the pod last week.
Fuck Kyler Murray.
The last pod.
Fuck Kyler Murray. Geno deserves some respect, bro. He gone through so much shit through his career. Everybody always made fun of him. And you know what he does? He fucking passes for 70% and wins almost 60% of his games. That is more than just good enough. That is almost borderline elite. Shout out to Geno.
Wait. So if they about to pop the champagne, then we gotta talk about Chardonnay.
Of course.
Because Charbonnet went crazy. 22 for 134 and 2 TDs. He said, Kenneth Walker, hey, sit down, bro. I got your back. I got your back on this one. Don't worry. You want me to go out there and run like I'm angry at the ground? Let's get it.
Yes.
And he showed up. He showed up big time. They really
they're
needed that. And they're
growing as a team.
And that's a good problem to have. Two really good running backs. You don't gotta worry now. You know, Kenneth Walker, more than likely, he's gonna miss a little bit because he gets banged up during the season. You ain't gotta worry. You got Charbonnet.
Yep.
So, I could see
with
Seattle's making really good noise at the right freaking time.
Smith-Njigba.
At the right time.
They got a solid squad. The NFC West runs through Seattle. That's the headlines right there. It runs through Seattle. That's the team to beat when you're trying to come through the NFC West. And I think this is a lock. I think they just literally locked it. I don't know. I got to check the standings. We'll put it up later. But I think they've already won the division.
By the way, their best chance, the Cardinals' best chance was, I think they were in the red zone. They got stopped. And Ryland, he doinked a field goal. I think that was their only chance because that would have cut the lead to, I believe, 5 or 6. Anyways, it was going to be a 1-possession game. And I felt like that was big. And then in the red zone, they were 1 for 3. So they didn't get there a lot at all, really.
No.
And when they got there, they didn't do shit with it. So it was like,
no.
Kyler, I'm sorry, bro. Like, numbers don't look horrible, but 2 interceptions, man. You gotta stop turning the ball over, man. You're not gonna be nothing in this league. There's so many quarterbacks that have been able to turn the ball over. There's only been so many quarterbacks that have been able to turn the ball over and be that good towards the end of the game. It's not easy, man.
This was for those who don't know, this is the gravity room where we put players under pressure. Now, if you know Dragon Ball Z, you know that they used to go either to the hyperbolic time chamber. It was a chamber where you could spend a whole year of training in one day. Or you could go to the gravity machine where you can amplify and multiply Earth's gravity times however you want. When we put them on 50 times gravity is the room where we put these three, and they all three did their job. Retire Rogers, retire Cousins, and play your cards right. So, you know,
Give me a hell yeah!
That nigga got the quarterback of the day. No, never mind. I take that back. Because the person we're gonna be talking about soon enough.
yeah.
But yeah,
two of these guys didn't do their job. I already knew fucking Kyler wasn't gonna do shit. Purdy's the only one that did what he had to do to win. All right, and let's talk about that.
Much respect, brother. Much respect. He balled out. I watched that one. I didn't watch it live, but I watched the highlights to that one, and he fucking balled out. Correndo balled out. They looked like they wasn't missing McCaffrey at all.
Season's over for Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Niners are late as fuck. The Niners are late as fuck. You know why they're late as fuck? Because they finally found points. Now are tied in a mess for the wild card. Purdy was Purdy as hell. Pause. 20 or 25 for 325 and 2 TDs. That is the Purdy that we all been knowing this whole time. But you ain't going to beat the 49ers in their house, only amassing 162 yards of total offense. That ain't happening. So what the Bears need to do, they need to get some more weapons for this guy. They need to get an O-line. They need to get
an O-line.
Another tight end.
They don't need weapons.
No, they need weapons.
They need an O-line.
No, they need weapons.
They got the weapons.
No.
Moore?
That's it.
Allen?
He's done.
Odunze?
Odunze has to improve. Otherwise, go get another one.
Odunze, I don't think is the problem. Caleb was just the problem today. He had 61 yards, I think, in the third quarter. I was watching that as well.
Yeah.
And, dude, really? 61 yards, bro? Shit, you could get down screen passes.
He was despicable.
It was a bad game. It was a really bad game. At one point, he fumbled the ball.
Yep.
And nobody touched him. Like, what?
The thing is, he needs an O-line. He needs another tight end. And he at least needs one more receiver and running back. One running back is not enough in this league. You need somebody else.
Yeah, no, he definitely needs another running back. DeAndre Swift's a great running back, but he's not. But he can't be the only one there. They need another one.
Yeah. You need a slot receiver behind Keenan Allen.
Slot receiver behind Keenan Allen. You think Keenan Allen is done?
I think he is.
Are you saying this because, he's always injured during the season? Or is it just...
Both. And he's dropping catches that he normally don't drop it this year. But maybe it's because, say...
So you watched the whole thing live, this one?
I was watching... I've been watching all year. I got DJ Moore in all three of my teams. Fantasy teams. All right. So, yeah, the Niners are a little late. They're 6-7. They finally started scoring. I don't know what took them so long, but they're late.
Durendo looks like a player for them, though.
Durendo does look like a player, but...
What do you think? Do you think they make the playoffs, or you think they're out of the playoffs? You think...
We will talk about that in a few, because we will take a look at the standings.
Heard that.
Bills stumble in Hollywood. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
And Rams light up in L.A. It's their house. They make the rules around here. So, the 7-6 Rams outdueled the Bills, 44-42. Suspect defense alert, because the Rams post 457 total yards on that 8th-ranked defense.
Yeah, that defense is not.
Or 6th-ranked defense, actually. 6th-ranked defense.
Yeah, they're gonna be like 18 by tomorrow. That was terrible.
Josh Allen passes for 3 touchdowns and rushes for 3 touchdowns. So he helped with the MVP.
Goddamn, white boy.
But you know what else?
He showed out.
He's the first ever player to do that. He's the first ever player to pass for 3
Goddamn,
touchdowns
white boy.
and rush for 3 touchdowns. However, it was in a loss. Let's look at some what the fuck stats, shall we?
What the fuck?
Let's take this out right here. Oh, my bad. Let's take this off right here. The Bills are the first team in NFL history to score 6+ TDs without a turnover in a game and still lose. That is pretty embarrassing.
What the fuck?
And it's not to shade on them. It's just that, oh my God, why I keep doing this? It's not to shade on them. It's just that every time that that we ever mention this guy, what the hell? Where's this going from? Every time that we mention this guy, Josh Allen, he's normally doing great things and just blowing teams out or rescuing his team from a late thing. Today, he couldn't do that, but I don't think you can hold that against him because he's still the MVP favorite. However, that defense is suspect. That might cost him in my tower rankings.
Finish him.
Okay.
That just might cost him in my tower rankings. Not Josh Allen MVP, but the Bills as a total. I don't look at him as what they say. We saw him earlier this year, my Ravens, and they didn't have a fight. Then they got, what was his name, the wide receiver?
From what team? What team we talking about?
The Bills. They got the wide receiver.
Oh,
here.
Stephon Diggs?
No, not Stephon Diggs. The receiver they traded for from Cleveland that came from the Cowboys. I forgot his fucking name because he don't matter anymore.
Oh, Amari Cooper.
Amari fucking Cooper because he don't matter no more. He ain't done shit since he got there. He's helped maybe a little bit to open it up for the younger ones, but it's Shakir who's actually winning there. And
5 receptions, 106 yards.
I'm just not impressed by this team. When they face good teams, their defense don't show out. Allen does, but their defense don't show out. That can cost you in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Goddamn, white boy.
So,
But as much as you said that you thought you thought Thielen had a grudge against us because he had such a great game, what the hell got in the cool in this game? He was doing everything, bro. Toe taps, toe drags. Like, this dude was doing everything right.
and then the last headline is that Herbs fold under pressure. All Herbs do that. And Casey Kickers deserves a Christmas gift from the team. There's no way around it. Whoa. What in the world? Where did I put these things at? There we go. There's no way around it. He's now 1-7 versus Mahomes. Another late W for the Chiefs. This is one of the luckiest things that's ever happened to the Chiefs, but there's no way around it. The Kickers are the reason the Chiefs are 12-1, not Mahomes or their defense. That kicker deserves a Christmas gift from everybody in that locker room in Kansas City. Herb is 21 of 30 for 213 and 1 TD. 1 TD. That's just insane to me.
And they got the rushing game going a little bit too, so I felt like, they was moving the ball a little bit as well.
This was there for the taking. They're listening to this. Herb was 21 of 30 for 213 and a touchdown. Pat was 24 for 37 for 210 and a touchdown.
Which means less with more, with throwing more.
They had 288 yards versus 298 total yards. A difference of 10. The score was 17-19. It was there for the taking for the Chargers, but that defense couldn't get the stop when they needed to. Okay, number one ranked defense in the league.
8 of 15.
And that defense didn't get the ball back when they needed it.
Finish him.
They are trash. The Chargers are overrated. I'm sorry, but I think that if the Dolphins are going to take anybody's spot in the playoff, it's going to be the fucking Chargers. Because I trust Tua over you, Justin Herbert. You're Herb. You're Herb. Fuck you.
I'm no good loser like you, you bum!
So let's look at another, what the fuck's that?
What the fuck?
Kyler Murray has never beaten Geno Smith. Do you know that? He's 0-5 against him.
What the fuck?
Another shout out to Geno there for another awesome performance.
Well deserved.
And here we
What
go.
the fuck?
Did you know the Bears have lost 18 straight road games on Sundays?
What the fuck?
I didn't know that shit. Come on, Caleb. Come on, Chicago. 18 road games in a row on Sundays you have lost? That is embarrassing. You must not love Sundays. All right.
Facts. No love for God, huh?
And it stays like that. Mahomes does what he has to do to win. He stays at super. Josh Allen did the best he could. 3 passing, 3 rushing. He stays at super.
I mean, we also agreed that there was a couple of throws he missed. But Damn, I mean,
He
six
still went super, bro.
six
He still went
touchdowns,
super.
bro. He got 6 touchdowns.
That
That-
man was Super Saiyan mode, okay? The only one that didn't do his shit was fucking Justin Herbert. I asked him to just turn super for once on prime time. Let's see you turn super. You just never have. He is Tien.
Hey,
No,
that-
not even. He's a disrespectful.
Hey,
Hey,
that
that's
nigga-
Yamcha.
That nigga James Cook tried to get in the kitchen, and Josh Allen's like, "No, play. I got you today. Don't worry. I'll make your meals."
That's Yamcha.
He
That's
went
Yamcha.
crazy, bro.
That's Yamcha.
Nah, yeah, you can't blame.
Kyler Murray is Krillin, and this is Yamcha.
You can't blame Josh Allen. There's no way you can blame Josh Allen.
In this league, Goku is obviously
way.
Pat Mahomes. Vegeta, you could say, is Joe Burrow. Lamar is Team Gohan. Josh Allen is Trunks. And Jalen Hurts is probably
Damn, Trunks might be a little bit better than Trunks.
Hurts is probably who's a good probably
You said Lamar's Vegeta?
no, I said Joe Burrow's Vegeta.
Joe Burrow again.
Joe Burrow's Vegeta, Lamar's more Team Gohan. Hurts is adult Gohan. There you go. They're both Gohan. And then Tien is. I mean, I don't know who Tien is, but Geno Smith is Piccolo. Okay.
Finish him.
Geno Smith is the Piccolo of this shit. Shout out to Geno Smith once again. Congratulations, bro.
Give me a hell yeah.
Hey, who's
Krillin is Kyler Murray. All right, so
That's what I wanted to say.
let's look at the tower rankings. Some teams were on bye week, so we're gonna have to ignore that. But the Steelers stay there. They did what they were supposed to do. They always split with Cleveland.
Yep.
They did their job.
Yes, sir.
Green Bay was on a bye week. Baltimore's on a bye week, and then Detroit's on a bye week, and also Broncos. But I'm gonna have to
Minnesota's up.
I'm thinking I'm
and
moving
Pittsburgh.
Seattle up, Buffalo down, Minnesota up for sure.
What do you think about? I'm thinking Minnesota and possibly Pittsburgh because of that defense over the Buffalo Bills. What you think?
No, I'm putting the Buffalo Bills under the Vikings, and the Steelers stay right where they're at.
Oh, you're gonna
That's
keep
what I'm
it still?
thinking.
Okay,
That's what I'm
okay.
thinking right now.
Because we were saying we mentioned how the defense of Buffalo just isn't as good.
No, it's not. But their offense is way better than Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Their offense is way better than
So
Pittsburgh.
it's a little more consistent, right?
Pittsburgh is probably the most like balanced team.
Exactly.
They're not elite in anything.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? They have a great defense, but it's not super elite. They don't lead the league in turnovers. They don't lead the league in sacks, but they're just amongst the upper echelon.
Like
They're not elite in offense, but they get touchdowns. They get rushing touchdowns. They, you know what I'm saying? They get the job enough of the job done. They score over 25 points a game. That's more than enough. And they don't. Their special team is not bad. It's just not great. But they do. Their kickers can't miss. So you know what I'm saying? They have a very balanced team. Detroit.
What about Green Bay?
Green Bay is more defensive than offense to me right now. The offense is more game managing, and as long as they do that, they can
Would you
win.
move Seattle up then?
I am moving Seattle. That's what I said. I'm thinking of moving Seattle above Green Bay.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that one.
That was the tower rankings for
Finish him.
Saturday's predictions, and we'll see what we debut a new tower ranking.
Wait, put the
on
tower
Saturday.
rankings again. All right, let me see what team I would take. Yeah, I'm probably rolling with the Dolphins.
No, I can't put the Dolphins in there yet.
No, not put them in there.
Oh,
You know,
you're talking about
yeah, like after, like
Yes.
if I can't pick any of those teams, who I would pick in Madden.
Yeah, so Saturday we asked, and we always ask every time we do the tower rankings.
Finish him.
Back in the day, you couldn't save your profile. Back in the day, whenever you started a new Mortal Kombat game, or a lot of games actually, you had to start from the very beginning. But the games were different. It wasn't like it is now. But if you were to start from the bottom up on the tower rankings, you would have to pick a team that's not listed there to beat that fucking gauntlet. And I would take the Dolphins, and so would he right now. Out of all the teams that are missing out of this, I would say I would pick the Dolphins. Just because when you got the West Coast offense at your disposal with a good defense, you're dangerous, because Tua is dangerous.
Another team that's not in there, San Francisco.
You can, as a player, yes, you can. You could play San Francisco better than they're playing right now. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. So let's look at the updated playoff picture.
Do it.
So because the Chargers lost, the Ravens moved up to 5th on a bye week. So we'll take that. We move up on a bye week.
That's what's
So
up.
right now, currently, we would take the Texans, and then we have the Chiefs, and that's exactly how I like it.
Ooh.
And then you got Steelers versus Chargers and Bills versus Broncos, where I have the Bills beating the Broncos in a hard-fought game, and I got the Steelers mollywopping the Chargers. I pray. No, I'm not even gonna waste a prayer. I would like nothing more than to see Justin Herbert to Super Saiyan on the punk-ass Pittsburgh Steelers, but that ain't gonna happen. But if it did, I would welcome it. I will welcome it. Okay? But that's who I got. I got Pittsburgh, Bills, Baltimore.
You don't sound confident. You
Hell
don't sound
no. That's what I'm saying.
confident
I'm not
at
even
all.
gonna
He was
I'm not even gonna waste
he
a
said,
prayer.
But
I'm not even going to waste a prayer. But I would love nothing more than to see that happen.
oh man,
Give
that's
me a hell yeah.
he would waste the time of thinking that he could do that.
No, but nothing will please me more than to see that man turn Super Saiyan Pittsburgh in their house and kick them out of the playoffs. I would love that. Then we got Tampa Vikings right now as it currently stands. I got the Vikings in that game, in a hard-fought game.
It's gonna be a good game.
Then you got Seattle, Green Bay. That's going to be a hard-fought game, but I might have Seattle there. I
I'm
think
going
I have the
Seattle.
upset. I think I got the upset on that. Geno over Jordan Love.
I'm going with Seattle.
And then
Seattle's
I got
playing better.
another that's going to be a pretty good game. It's going to be a divisional game. It's the Eagles and Commanders. I
If
think you guys are
Washington,
gonna
if
come out.
Washington keeps playing the way they're playing, it's gonna
Yeah.
be a good game. If they start to fall off and we have to play them at their weak point, then we'll
Yes.
mollywop them.
So that's the playoff pick. Let's take a look at the standings. All right. So as it currently stands, the Chiefs and the Bills they're the only ones that are really fighting for the #1 seed and maybe Pittsburgh. But I think the road to the Super Bowl is going to go through Kansas City. Then you got Texans over there who are falling fast, and then Ravens, Chargers, Broncos. Now, as you see, the Colts and the Dolphins are behind and tied,
Yeah, I
but
can
they're
see
behind 2 games.
I see the
minimum.
Chargers.
The road to the playoffs in the AFC is a lot harder for those who are outside the wild card chase looking in than in the NFC West. The NFC conference. So let's look at the other conference, shall we? Now I'm gonna zoom in on this because not zoom in. I'm gonna scroll in on this because there's too many more on the on the bottom of the screen don't fit here. So you got the Lions and the Eagles are the only ones who can secure home field advantage unless the Vikings have something to say. But right now, as it stands, the road to the Super Bowl on the NFC side is going to go through either Detroit or Philly, maybe Minnesota. Then you got Seattle there, Buccaneers. You got the Vikings, Packers, and the Commanders who are 8-5. The worst team here is the Buccaneers, but only one of those teams plays in that conference, in that division, and that's the Falcons. The other guys that are chasing are mostly in the NFC West. So let's put it right here.
The Niners need
They need to catch up to the Seahawks, which is very hard. The Rams are only a game behind, so they could catch up. But the Cardinals and the Niners are 2 games behind Seattle, and Seattle's already beaten them. So they got a tough
a tough road ahead of them.
It's hard for them to catch up to the Packers or the or the Vikings. They're not catch up to the Vikings or the Commanders. Okay, now they could catch up to the Seahawks, but the only team that could catch up to the Buccaneers are the Falcons. They're lucky. They are lucky. They're lucky that the wild card is not a bunch of 7-6, 7 whatever. They're lucky that they could win by beating the Buccaneers when the last game of the season comes in, I think. So, as you see, the Cowboys are mathematically not done yet, neither are the Saints. But you got a mess in the conference right here. You got a mess.
I think the Cowboys are done. I think that's over. I think there's going to be Philly and versus either Washington or possibly the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
So let's do a nice little rundown. Cousins wasn't welcome in Minnesota. He was the reason that they were basically handicapped for the last few seasons, and now look what they're doing. With the Fantastic Five showing, Sam Darnold bounced him out of there, showed everybody why Kirk Cousins had to get rid of, and why the Vikings are a team to be reckoned with, okay? So then you got the New York crashes in OT again. Meanwhile, there's still a chance for the Dolphins, who are 6-7, tied with Indiana, but they are 2 games behind the wild card. Okay, the Bryce is right. Looks like Bryce Young is right. I'm not saying he's here yet, but he's at least right. At least he looks like he belongs. He looks like he belongs in the NFL for the first time. And the Eagles got 9 live. They're on a 9-game win streak. NFC West runs through Seattle. We just covered that. Seattle has the advantage right now. They've beaten both teams in their house, so the rest of the games, I don't know if they've played the other games already, but it's going to be in Seattle. I will expect them to win most of those games. Call of Duty, Kyler falls short. Not saying that just because he's short, but he does. He falls short. Season's over for Caleb Williams. They got to retool. They got to give him an offensive line. That's imperative, all right? I need to draft 2 tackles, 2 guards, and a goddamn center. And draft another one after that. And then the Niners are late as fuck. They're late to the party. They finally started scoring, but they're too late. Bills stumble in Hollywood, and they're humbled as well. Their defense is not what it's supposed to be against good teams. And Rams light it up in LA in their own house. Herb's full under pressure. You can't trust Justin Herbert in the bright when the stage is bright. He folds. And Kansas City's kicker deserves a gold medal. They deserve a statue. They deserve a lot of shit for this season because they're the reason they're 12-1. It's not because of the defense. It's not because of the run game. It's not because of fucking Pat Mahomes. It's because they have a good, accurate kicker, and the one that got hurt, they replaced with another one who's accurate. So they deserve a huge Christmas gift and a gold medal for that. So that was a rundown what we learned for Week 14. The other teams are in bye week. And for those who play fantasy football, today's the day we know if we're in or out. I'm in 2 of my 3 leagues, and very, very optimistic. One of my leagues, I ended up in a 9-game win streak, so it's perfect. I'm cruising right to the playoffs, and I had Nico Collins out. I still scored 150 points. I got a squad there.
I'm in both my leagues, in both playoffs.
And
so
then,
we'll see what happens.
And then also, this is for those who didn't get to make the playoffs, to learn from your mistakes. So I guess the connection started to look shaky right now, so I guess we're going to cut it here. But we do have a top 5. We're going to do it right quick, okay? So this is the top 5 Pro Bowl vote getters of this year. Who are the top 5 Pro Bowl vote getters right now?
Pat Mahomes?
Nope. He's not even in the top 10.
Josh Allen?
That's 4.
Are these all offensive players or defensive players? Or both?
They're all offensive players.
All offensive players? Saquon?
That's number 2.
Henry?
That's number 3.
Chase?
He's number 8. He's on the top. So you got Allen, Henry, and Barkley.
You said all offense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I'm trying to think quarterback. Joe? Burrow? Not in there? No?
He is, but he's like
Okay. That's crazy. He's having like best.
chasing Burrow 8th and 9th.
I can't feel him. Give me 1 second. Oh, I'm bugging. JJ.
Nope. He's number 7.
They crazy. They crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Hint. Are they doing good this year, or are they just popular?
Everybody here is doing good.
Yeah.
Everybody's here is doing phenomenal.
I said Lamar, right?
Nope.
Oh, okay, Lamar.
That's number 1. Number 5, you might guess, but it's going to be a little tough. It's a running back.
It's another running back?
It's a running back.
It's Tony Pollard.
Mm-mm.
No? Oh, Joe Mixon.
Nope.
The fuck? AFC, NFC.
NFC.
NFC. It's not CMC, right? It can't be because he ain't done nothing. Who's the backup to them? Jordan.
Say it again.
Who's the backup to San Francisco? The running back.
No.
Jordan Mason?
It ain't him.
No? Okay. Oh, Kyron Williams.
Nope. Good guess though, but nope. He's not even in the top 10.
Aaron Jones.
Nope.
What the fuck? James Conner? Kenneth Walker.
Nope.
Jesus. The fuck am I gonna run down everybody?
It's a high-ranking running back in fantasy, and it's not in Atlanta.
It's in Atlanta, you said?
It's not in Atlanta.
Oh, it's not in Atlanta. Oh, I'm bugging. Either Montgomery or Gibbs.
Gibbs. This is the list right here.
Damn, I'm bugging. I can't believe I forgot
So,
about Gibbs.
the top 10 vote getters, the top
Oh,
5.
shit. Jaden
Lamar,
Daniels. My bad.
Saquon,
Yeah, closer.
Derrick Henry, Allen, Gibbs. And then you got Jaden Daniels, 6, Justin Jefferson, 7, Chasen Burrow, 8 and 9th, and Brock Bowers
Look
is
at
10.
Bowers.
Those are the top 10 Pro Bowl vote getters as we speak.
I mean, but Bowers is...
Give me a hell yeah.
Bowers having the best tight end year for a rookie ever
Yep.
right now. He's going to break the record.
Well, we'll close with that one, everybody. I appreciate you, motherfuckers. Please feel free to comment, leave a like, subscribe, and also we are the Pressure Podcast, the only podcast where viewers have say. I could send you a link so you could put you in a little screen here, hop on the mic and talk your shit. We invite all comers. Just
Sir.
as long as you can't say nothing anti-Semitic, anti-gay, and all that shit. Just make sure you're cool with that. But we will see you. We are here on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at midnight. Okay. So appreciate you, whoever the viewer is. We're about to sign out, but come back on Thursday. We're gonna be reviewing the NBA Week 7.